Sweet. This is a different setup. Welcome to Boxing with the Manden.
A lot more comfy.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot more comfy.
We'll be back to the table. It's just that we're in a rush. And Tots have just come back from training. I've just come back from gym. So, but we have to do this video. We got the Canelo fight coming up.
Yeah, that's
a big fight.
Charlo's been I don't know, Charlo. You know what? They're trying to sell the fight like to say Canelo's gonna get old overnight, and he might, but I don't see it happening. I feel like Canelo's levels above Charlo. I feel like the idea that Charlo, because of his unifying in the light middleweight division, is some type of threat to a man who's went up to 175, went up to light heavyweight and fought Bivol and beat up Kovalev. That Charlo's a problem is intriguing to me. I'm interested in the fans' perspective because I'm just like, do people not understand that Charlo's never seen anyone as close to what Canelo's seen? Like GGs, there's so many guys. So I don't feel like this fight's gonna be competitive, but we'll see. Like I feel like obviously the media has been.
Let's stop there because we still have to talk about what happened last weekend.
What?
Zhang versus Joe Joyce.
What that fight was quick, boy.
very quick.
Remind me, bro.
Because we're gonna go fast forward. We're gonna definitely get down to the Canelo thing.
That fight was quick.
We wanted to make sure that we touch base with that because we haven't done a video about the Joe Joyce and Zhang fight.
Yeah.
And that fight, we predicted that Zhang will win.
Yeah.
The only way he wasn't gonna win is if Joe Joyce changed, and you were right. It's hard for an old dog to learn new tricks.
Facts.
And he failed to just move his head. And from the first round, I was thinking, you know what, maybe he can do it. Maybe. And unfortunately, after the first round, I think he got caught in the second.
Yeah,
and that really stunned him.
Really good shots.
Now, what the questions I start thinking about is like, what is Zhang's power like? Because it really shook up Joe Joyce.
I was listening to somebody else speak about this, and I thought about it as well. And I was like, who's hit Joe Joyce? Like, do you know what I mean? Who's hit him? Who's the big boys that have hit him? So, like, we said his chin is good, but do you know what I mean?
What's it based on?
What's that based on? Who actually connected with him?
That's true.
No, a lot of people really connected with the people that Joyce has been beating up. He hasn't had a lot of issues with them attacking him to that with that pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah.
And this is the heavyweight division. Even if you've got iron chin, this is heavyweights.
Yeah.
A pub man that weighs 300 pounds could knock you out.
Oh, facts.
Do you know what I mean?
Facts.
So we're big. These are big men we're talking about, let alone skilled big men.
What do you think about the weight that he put on?
I don't understand why you're slow and you want to put on more weight and you're slow.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I didn't really understand the game plan with it. Because I was thinking maybe he was going to go like hell for leather. When I heard that he was going in heavier than he's ever been, I was sitting there thinking like, has he been injured? Is he not training as hard? And the thing about it, he didn't look like he had stamina. Like, he wasn't robust like that. And I really taking what you just said about that. He's never really been hit like that, but I did expect a lot. Now, I'm sitting there thinking, like, the knockout that he just faced, that was a really bad knockout.
Yeah, it was.
And it's bad because of the stage of career that he's in. And he's 38. Now, the question I pose to you is that, like, what do you think is the future for him now? Because I know he wanted that world title fight.
Zhang is, I think, older than him.
Yeah, but what Zhang has done is he's won every single fight after Hrgovic. And that's a fight that people still argue that he won.
I think he won that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Hrgovic is going to get found out. But outside of that, the thing about the heavyweights is the game has changed. The older men are controlling the division. It's not a young boy thing no more.
Yeah.
Back in the day when Ali and even the Tyson era, when you're young, brash, oh my gosh, explosive, we're not having that. Now the old dogs are really becoming masters of their craft. So you're seeing a lot more, people in their mid-30s and their late 30s who are really taking a hold of the game. Klitschko only bowed out at 41.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's not that his career is over. It's at the top level. He's not a contender.
Yeah.
You can't be a contender. What happened with him and Dubois was unfair. I would say that for one. Because if Dubois got a shot, and that's a money shot, then Joe Joyce deserves one. And Joe Joyce will get one.
You think he still will?
someone will look at. Listen, if they're giving this UFC fighter a shot, they'll give Joe Joyce a shot for just for like a little warm up fight. But the thing about it is that because the heavyweight division is so in contention in terms of the amount of contenders that are available, is that he might have to prove himself against a lower ranked opponent to get up there. So he's going to be a gatekeeper officially, really and true. That's what I see happening to Joyce. He's going to have to go gatekeeperish. But in terms of the higher levels, we now know it's confirmed he's not going to take a title. The top boys are too top for him.
Yeah. And I was saying this to someone. I said, Zhang got dropped by AJ in the amateurs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, AJ's beat him twice in amateurs. AJ stopped him before and then dropped him. It kind of really does show the level. I do feel like Zhang obviously has leveled up since. Oh yeah, he's improved. So
looking at Zhang's performance, I was saying AJ will kill him. AJ will kill him.
I want to see it.
I want to see it though.
I want to see it.
Like, and that's what I'm talking about. Like what Zhang has done because he's kept on winning and winning. And even if he's lost in a fight that
good fashion.
People still argue that no, he didn't lose that fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the type of losses you want to have. Whereas with Joe Joyce lost, now these are two bad losses.
But it's
one,
Zhang.
you'll cut up.
It's to Zhang. That's the thing that we have to keep in mind. If Zhang is that guy, then them losses are not to be embarrassed. This is a guy that's a potential world titleist contender. Do you know what I mean? He's put himself in contention. He has the right to call out Fury. He has the right to call out Usyk. He's calling him out, and no one can say no. Because you beat Joyce. Joyce technically should have been the guy for the shots. Yeah. And he took that away from Joyce. Yeah. So if Joyce fights somebody else and Joyce ends up getting smoked, and then Zhang ends up getting smoked, then we know, okay, look, Joyce, you've definitely fallen off. But if Zhang has a good fight with Fury and it's close and, controversial, or, he gets knocked out or whatever, we can at least say, all right, Joyce, we now know the pecking order. You're just bottom 10 or maybe bottom 15. That's all it is. Yeah. But I think in terms of his resistance, his punch resistance, I do want to see him against somebody again shortly, just to see how his punch resistance is. Because there's a part of me that feels like, whenever you get eye damage, I always feel like that kind of is like the end of your ability to absorb shots.
Because I still was looking at the Dubois fight between him and Dubois, and Dubois caught him, and he was able to ride it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I felt like as soon as he got hit, he just didn't want to be in the ring anymore. His whole Joe Joyce's body language was so negative, and I've been watching Joe Joyce. I've had the opportunity to film him and actually see him in person. Yeah. And he's a very, you can never really tell what he's on because of he's very
poker face.
Yeah, poker face. He's very nonchalant. He's just in the middle of everything. And this was the first time I actually saw him feel like, oh shit, he's scared of somebody. Yeah. And even when you look at, for example, the Usyk fight, it took rounds before he even got to that vibe where he just was completely negative, just taking punishment. So kind of seeing him in that place is like, I've never thought I would ever see Joe Joyce at the pro level look so, and the fight was so one-sided after the first round. It was like, bang, bang, and it was just like, Zhang was just catching him. And the way he did it, jab, hook, it was good. Boxing science because he'd even see that coming. And Joe Joyce is not a pushover. So to see him get knocked out like that, I'm like, wow, there's really levels to this boxing. Yeah. So what do you believe it says for the trajectory of it now when you think about the top 5 now? Because we obviously have the 3.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, and AJ.
Yeah.
But the next 2. Who do you believe? Do you think Zhang is in that top 5 now?
Yeah.
Because Joe Joyce was in my top 5 before this fight.
Yeah, that's a good one. The top 5 right now. Yeah. So Tyson Fury, Usyk, AJ, Wilder, and Zhang.
Yeah,
that's
the new top 5.
That's calm. Yeah, I can't deny that one.
I can't complain about that.
No one can really deny that one. I feel like the thing is, I want Wilder and AJ to square it out, but then I want after Wilder and AJ square it out, I do not that I want somebody in between Zhang because Zhang deserves a shot, but I feel like before Zhang gets a shot, I do want to see Usyk v Fury.
Yeah.
Then you could take half, but that's just me personally. Yeah. I just feel like, all right, cool. Once AJ and Wilder find out who the bottom 2 is, let's see who the top 2 is, and then Zhang can weasel his way through them ones. Because the top 4 outside of Zhang, we've been waiting for their round robin for a while now.
Yeah.
Especially the top 3. Well, outside of Usyk, Wilder, Joshua, AJ, we've been waiting for their round robin. Thank God Wilder and Fury danced, but AJ still needs to dance with one of them.
Yeah.
So I just kind of want that to kind of ease off.
Do you think it's gonna happen though?
Yes, 100. The money's too good.
I'm at a stage where I'm a bit
Andy
concerned with the stuff that Tyson Fury's come out with recently, and I don't know if it's a commercial reason. Or
live. He's got
because you know what it is. It's like when you say that you're not concerned about fighting if it's not about the money.
Is that what money Mayweather done?
And that's totally fine, but we still saw Mayweather fight Pacquiao. Even if it was late, we saw him fight.
And this is the same situation.
Is he going to make us keep waiting when everybody's still hot?
It's the same. Listen, what people don't understand about boxing, is that these guys have got managers, they've got promoters, they've got a lot of money behind them. They don't make the decisions. They've never made the decisions. None of them. Joshua, Fury, they make, finalizing decisions, but in terms of how to generate fights, how to make money, they are not the promoter. Do you understand? That's why they sign deals with promoters. Yeah. The promoters have got a game plan. Yeah. The Pacquiao-Mayweather game plan is the one that they run. And they do that to salivate the fans. Yeah. Do you understand? It's all about salivation. Yeah. If they give you the fight too early, who are they going to fight next for the next couple of years? Who are you not going to be watching for?
That's understandable, but the reason why I say that is because when I look at, for example, the Pacquiao and Mayweather legacy, like, I feel like that Pacquiao loss to Marquez really diminished. And the reason why I say that is because for me anyway, as a fan, it went from 50-50.
You're a boxing hardcore fan.
Yeah, that's true. A casual. That's true.
From the casual's point of view, that fight was a success because that fight is still to this day.
You feel people still saw it as a 50-50 fight though?
Listen, that fight, to this day is the highest grossing fight of all time. Whether you talk UFC, MMA, boxing, it's all-time gross. No fight's done more than that in terms of numbers. Yeah. So it's not about the 50. Me and you never saw it 50-50.
Yeah, because once I saw that knockout,
but that's why the promoters are there. That's why they build it. That's why they make Mayweather the bad guy. That's why Mayweather talks his shit. You have to understand, boxing like WWC and WWE at the time and WWF when they were running when they were running wrestling, it's the same energy. You have to have it. They call it the heel, and you have the baby face. Your baby face now is going to be Usyk, the good guy fighting for Ukraine. You're going to big up all the people in Ukraine, the war and all of that. But the good guy Ukrainian, the good guy AJ, and now you got the bad guy Tyson Fury. Don't care about boxing, it's a lager out, and you got Wilder. You know what I mean? You have to have the bad guy and the good guy. And they're going to create a narrative and they're going to make the fans want it. Because if we get the fight now, these lot ain't going to cash out what they want to cash out. Right. They're trying to build the fight up to the point where you're so annoyed with the fight that you don't care no more. And then as soon as you don't care no more, like, it's on. Boom. Pay-per-view. Money. Pay. So you guys have to remember, it's all a facade. All of these guys know each other. They've all sparred with each other. The boxing world's very small. All it is they're trying to maximize revenue. That's all it is.
All right, cool. Let's move on because I don't want to talk too much about that. Let's talk about Conor Benn and the Eubank situation because Conor Benn had a fight this week. I don't know if you watched it.
Oh, he had a fight?
Yeah, he had a fight in America. He was on a Matchroom undercard, of course.
Okay.
And his performance was a bit...
Oh,
you know what I mean?
You weren't feeling it?
Nah, I wasn't feeling it.
What was it? Welterweight?
It was... I know it was at a weight. I think it was 150 something. Yeah.
So he's going up to middle.
A tough Mexican.
Yeah.
It was a tough Mexican. It was a tight fight, and it was. I looked at that fight and I thought, you know what? If you're gonna fight Eubank at 160, it's gonna be a bad night for you because I don't believe he has the power to trouble Eubank. And I was looking at him, he really caught this guy. Couldn't get him out there.
You see. So now we've switched the situation. So now he's going to be fighting a higher weight rather than Eubank.
He has to fight 160.
Yeah, it makes sense because Eubank can't make that weight.
Yeah, I think it's clear that weight drain really affected him.
He can't do it
badly.
He can do it, but he won't be fighting fit.
Yeah, he won't be fighting fit. And I think that's why he kept on saying he'll be 60% because the reality is if he took punishment the way...
against Liam Smith. Liam Smith is a more...
and that's the thing. Liam Smith is more of a dangerous fighter than Conor Benn, in my personal opinion.
He's a world champion.
Exactly. So I think what we're seeing is that now it looks like I don't think it's a good idea for my man. The fight. Yeah, I don't like the fight.
I want Conor to stay at welter. There's too many good fights at welter.
Yeah.
You got Avenetian. Apparently, Avenetian was a European champion, and Conor was supposed to fight Avenetian.
Yeah,
and Avenetian
he lost to Terence Crawford.
Yeah, Avenician got knocked out by Crow. He's been beat by Lamont Peterson. He's been beat by Kavalauskas, and he got beat by some other guy.
He upset somebody because it wasn't supposed to be him.
He beat Sean Paul, and I think he was it. What's that boy? That boy, you know the one, Josh Kelly. I think it was him.
Yes.
Yeah, but
so that fight
is
was
levels.
What set up?
I want to see Conor Benn against people like Avenician, Josh Kelly. You know, the Josh Kelly fight still hasn't happened. Yeah. You know the thing about boxing is sometimes people have levels, and I don't need to see Conor Benn or Eubank against the top of the top of the top. I don't mind just seeing them mix it against the guys that are available. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Avenician's a good fighter. Josh Kelly's a good fighter.
Yeah.
These fights could happen. Did you hear? Apparently, the Scottish youth, Taylor's going to be fighting Avenician.
Oh, that's
apparently that's going to be announced. Yeah.
Actually, on an announcement note, Anthony Yard called out Buatsi.
Thank God. But Buatsi hasn't fought my man yet, though.
Yeah, obviously, if that fight happened, and you know what? When he
was going to be a good fight.
When he was calling him out, I was like, it's not. I think I'm 50-50 with that fight. You know.
I think Yard takes him.
No, I'm talking about I'm 50-50 about the Buatsi and what's his name?
I can't lie, yeah.
Because I personally think he's like the boogeyman in the division.
Who?
What's his name? Oh, the one that Buatsi's fighting.
Can you imagine? Then the guy is Peacock Gym is in our area all the time. Can you imagine?
Let me see what I could get. Aziz.
Dan Aziz, yeah. I think he's been highly underrated.
He's
really gone the hard way to get to where he's at, and I think. I was speaking to one of my old coaches.
And he's an exciting fighter.
Of course. I've sparred him. He's a good fighter. I was speaking to one of my old coaches. He's like, Buatsi beats him. And I was like, you know what, yeah? I don't think so. I feel like Aziz has been through the fire. I feel like Buatsi fought a guy in one of his fight
the
before
Swedish
last.
Opponent.
The guy they called him Spider. They called his nickname Spider.
Oh,
and Aziz has fought him time ago.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the game like, hold on, they're holding this Buatsi guy back, and it's what people don't understand is as you keep fighting, your experience level starts to decline if you don't fight better fighters.
Yeah.
I feel like Aziz has been fighting such good quality that at this moment in time, I'm looking at Aziz like, not only are you ready for Yard, you're ready for a world title, my guy. Once you beat, if he beats Buatsi, he has the right to call out fight Yard. He has the right for a world title.
Yeah.
Buatsi had a chance to fight. Was it Bivol?
Yeah,
Bivol.
And he rejected it. Yeah.
Come on, why are we doing
this? That fight, I can't lie to you. I'm really excited about that fight.
That's going to be a good fight.
And I see it being very tight. I think anyone that's just running around saying Buatsi, I'm like, I was looking at Yard like, you might not fight Buatsi. You might be fighting Dan Aziz.
Yeah, that's why you didn't say Aziz.
It's take one. And Dan Aziz, you've seen him. I love the way he fights. He's straightforward. There's nothing special. There's no tricks.
He's a boxer.
But he is consistent. And he's going to go 12 rounds and give you hell.
He can box,
give you all. And he can box.
He actually box. So the interesting thing about it is how the tables are turned, because there's a point where Buatsi was almost chasing Yard. And I feel like maybe it's me or maybe it's the boxing world, but I feel like everyone can feel that Buatsi slipped.
Yeah.
Not because of his performance. Maybe his performance as well.
His performances haven't been great.
Yeah, they haven't been great.
He's gone life and death with a few boxers.
It's the fact that he hasn't taken certain challenges that man thought that would have been lightweight challenge. As in, we've been waiting for certain basic fights. Thank God he's taking this fight, but I honestly believe...
He has complained about not being able to fight consistently, hence the reason why he left Matchroom. And he felt like he wasn't getting consistent. And that's understandable. I think when you're looking at your competitors and you're looking at like the Yard, like for example, Yard has fought twice this year now.
Yeah. He had a fight recently.
Yeah.
The guy
so he's going to fight next year. He's even thinking about fighting in December. All of these things, he will go under undercard. And that's what I like about Yard, because even if he's not the main card, he's going to be the undercard. Yeah. You need your mind doing that, because just have to keep busy, stay busy, so and so. So now... he knows what he can do. He knocked that guy out. Cool. Let's get back to business. Fight just, let's say, European. And I think that's why he's looking at the Buatsi fight, because if he fights that fight, then now preparing for his third chance at a world title.
For a rematch, you can fight Canelo.
Exactly, because eventually, BF is going to leave.
If he gets a Canelo fight,
you got Bivol.
He's clear.
Yeah.
He's clear.
And that's another thing.
Because
if let's say, for example, Bertabiev fights Bivol or whatever happens, and Bertabiev and Bivol either decide to go up or Bertabiev just decides to quit boxing, the belts are vacant. It could be a Canelo fight. So I like the trajectory.
He's smart.
And that's the problem I have with Buatsi because he just hasn't had that consistency like Anthony Yard.
They're doing this PBC thing where they just fight once a year, and it's like, brother, you need to fight you know what Crawford done? That's why Crawford was a problem. Before he fought Spence, he had that Venetian fight. Yeah. Just as a muck around. Because you need it, bro. Yeah. Like, this is the fight game. This is your business. This is your life.
Kell Brook in lockdown. Yeah, he was pretty consistent. Active. Yeah, he was active.
Brother, the best champions are active champions. Even if you're not a champion.
Except for Tyson Fury. But yeah, that's another topic.
But even if you're not a champion, being an active fighter is better than being a non-active fighter.
Facts.
You can't beat an actual fight. Nothing can change that. Yeah. So we'll see.
All right, cool. Let's go on to the Canelo fight because we only got about 5 minutes.
Brother, Canelo.
How do you see the fight going?
Canelo's going to beat him to the body. You know what, he's a slick enough boxer, but Canelo's going to beat him to the body, uppercut him. And, I don't think he's going to get knocked out. I think he's going to go decision, UD.
You think Charlo's going to go decision?
Charlo, you have to remember, the light middleweight was a tough division. It wasn't like a dickhead division. So Charlo's not a bum where you can batter him like that. He's got some defensive skills. He hasn't been knocked out or hurt like that. Remember, Canelo went 12 with Lara and Charlo and all them men are roughly around the same defense level in terms of they can stand their ground. So it's just more a case of, can you outpoint Canelo? And if you can't, which I don't think you can, because I feel like Lara's a better boxer than Charlo, then it's going to go 12.
I don't think Charlo is that robust. And when I say robust, I say, like, when we look at, for example, John Ryder, for example, like, we're not, okay, so John Ryder's ability to ride it all the way to the 12th round doesn't make him a better fighter than Charlo if Charlo was to get knocked out in the fight. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the problem styles make fights. Yeah. And I feel like for Charlo to win, he's going to have to take risk. I think in risk, you're just going to get caught. And
Charlo won't.
Canello's a very evil fighter.
Yeah.
And I want to see, like I said, I don't think I've seen enough of Charlo to say, okay, he's going to be okay to take. Like, what does he do when he takes punishment? Because the reason why I say that is because, like, look at, for example, Billy Joe.
Yeah.
If you said Billy Joe versus John Ryder, in my opinion, will not have a chance against Billy Joe.
It'll go UD.
It'll go UD, but it will be
a clean boxing match.
A clean boxing match, and he will win. Mm-hmm. He probably won't even get marked up, but Billy Joe will know how to beat him.
Yeah.
If Charlo takes punishment, what happens is the question mark, and that's why I believe it will be a Canelo knockout. Ooh. That's how and I'm not even like disrespecting the fact he's a unified champion and congrats to him and all of that, but I just feel like, one, he's too small. And when I say small, in the sense of, I've watched the shows that they do, and he doesn't look strong. Like, I'm looking at it, he's allowed to put on this weight. Yeah, he's taller than him, but he doesn't look muscular, strong. He doesn't look like your power's going to improve. I could be totally wrong. This is me going off what I've seen on the shows on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I don't see a fighter that looks more punishing in his style. Do you see what I mean? And I feel like Canelo not going to stand there and let you do all of that.
Charlo's power ain't nothing that Canelo ain't seen. Charlo is the better boxer. He's not like his older brother that's got the bang, but he's the better boxer out of the two brothers. So technically, Canelo is actually fighting the better Charlo. But I hear what you're saying. I just feel like where he's the better boxer, the reason why he was the better boxer is because he got hit the less out of the two brothers. Yeah. So I just feel like, he could knock him out because of the weight difference. But I just don't feel like on a skill level that he's on Canelo's level. I'll be real with you. I just feel like Canelo, from when he left that light middleweight division, he's fought nothing but champions.
Yeah.
Nothing but top guys. As in, I'm looking at Canelo's last 3 opponents. I'm like, can Charlo even beat them guys?
So what do you see? Okay, to get off this topic, what do you think of Crawford's chance against Canelo now?
This is where it gets crazy.
Because I can't lie to you. Like,
Canelo's elite, yeah? Canelo's very elite. Canelo's one of the best I've seen in my life. Remember I told you that it was going to be Crawford v Canelo when all said and done. I knew it because them two are too good. I don't know. I think it's going to be Crawford though. But Canelo, it surprises me. Yeah. It's going to be a tough fight. I think that's
a massive fight.
I think Crawford, but Canelo surprises me, man. He surprised. You know Canelo, because Canelo's fought really good. I mean, Crawford's best fight is Spence. And Spence wanted to fight. The idea was Spence was going to fight Canelo instead of Crawford.
Yeah.
That was the plan. Spence isn't better than Kovalev.
Oh, no way.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. No one can tell me different.
Nah, them man
Spence
could box.
isn't better than
Them
Kovalev.
Russian brothers can box.
Spence is not better than Kovalev. I'm telling you, like, people can come and fight me and I'm telling you the facts.
Yeah.
Spence has not beat Bernard Hopkins. Do you get it? Spence has not gone to the 2 fights with Andre Wood, life and death.
Yeah.
You feel me? Spence hasn't held his title for as long as Kovalev and them man there, or some of the super middles, or the middleweight triple active. GG.
Yeah.
The triple GG that everyone was, that to this day, this Charlo, big Charlo ain't talking to. This day, Demetrius Andrade is ducking Triple G to go fight the Mexican guy at super middle. What's the guy's name? Benavidez.
Oh, okay.
As a man, is just skipping Triple G 40. Benavidez, let's go up and wait and fight you. Like,
yeah,
it's just that energy I'm giving it to.
Yeah.
I'm saying that on the CVs, I'm saying that CV wise, Canelo is dumping on everyone. But Crawford has beat. His adaptability is disgusting.
Yeah.
Canelo, I know Canelo's way to beat Canelo. Canelo's got slow feet.
Oh, then that's it. Well, I'll leave it there. Boxing with the Manden.
Come on.
Me and Tox. This is going to be a short one. I wish it could be longer, but you know how life is just life. And
that's it, bro.
We will be shooting this weekend. This will come out before the fight, and then on the weekend we'll do something special for you lot. And hopefully it's the result that we said. But yeah, leave comments on who you think's going to win. And share your opinion on what we spoke about. It's Boxing with the Manden. I'm out.
You're done now. Love.
Peace.